Hi and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be working on the front cover of the Downton Abbey junk journal. I have to get a wriggle on with this. Time is just flying by for me, and anyway, I need to put this together. So look, everyone puts a junk journal together a little different. This is how I do it. This is the hardcover of one of the Downton Abbey books, and I thought it was a great size, so I'm using it for the actual cover of the junk journal. And I've cut a 2.5 inch wide spine and the same width as my junk journal out of a thick card. And what I do is I put this together, you know, use a grid, because then you can sit it all on the lines of the grid and get it to all the right spot. And I always leave a little gap. You have to leave a gap so that this book opens and shuts, and the gap is approximately the width of your card, okay, the book cover. So that is really important so that your book opens and shuts properly. So make sure you allow for that little gap. Now I've got a roll. This is some sort of stabilizer, or what do you call it, like an interfacing type thing for curtains, for heavy curtains. You'll find this stuff at the Opshop everywhere. It actually looks like a bandage that's had the plaster already on it. It sort of looks a bit like that. It's fabric and it's quite stiff, and I pick a roll of that up from the Opshop when I need it, because you'll find it in the curtain section with all the rings and stuff. You'll find it everywhere, and it is an awesome use to reinforce your junk journal. Okay, so, and this one is pretty wide, so I'm just wondering if it's going to be too wide. There's only going to be a little bit go over. Just thinking about it, but I don't want it going right onto there. I think it'll be okay, you know. I think it'll be okay. So I had my husband the other day run down and get me a new bottle of glue from Kmart. I just use the tacky glue from Kmart. It works really, really well. And I said, oh, please, can you go down and buy me a new bottle? I was busy working on stuff, and so he did a mercy run down to Kmart for me. Lucky we live near Kmart now. We used to live 45 minutes from anything like that when we were on the coast, and it was such a chore to go to a big shop, you know. We used to only go like once a fortnight and save up a list save up a list to, you know, to do everything at once, and it was a real pain. It was a real pain. So I'm just going to put glue on that, and then just put a little bit. Don't put glue down in those, down near those spaces. You don't want that to get clogged up with glue. Whoop, and I just did it. Of course. That's alright, we can wipe it off. Yeah, we've been just so busy with wedding stuff, so busy. And I was talking to our son last night, and he goes, you know, I'm leaving next Sunday night. And I was just like, oh wow, that's coming up so quick. So he we're so excited to see him, so excited, and it'll be a lovely day, you know. It's the same for everyone. You get all flustered when you're organizing, but on the day it'll all come together and be beautiful. Right, I'm going to lay that down, just try and center it on there. And I sort of want to flip it over to check it. I've got to be patient, and I'm not sometimes. It might be easier to check it on this side actually. Now I've got the glue on, so I'm just lining it up with the lines on that, making sure there's that gap there. And if you're not sure, just go like that and lay it back down and you'll have the right gap. Just go like that, lay it back down. We've got a little, I can push that in there. Okay. Alright, now this glue is pretty good, so I'm not stressing about that. I'm just going to, I'll have to sit and leave it. I'm just wondering whether I should put one on this side too. I think I might. And then your spine, then you know that your spine's going to be really you know, it's not going to come apart or anything, because this stuff is so good. It's just gives it the support it needs. So I'll just put a little bit on the edge of that, because I know where that I want that to end, and then I'll put it on the other, on this one. Might actually get a brush and brush that out. Now this is going to, oh gosh, I hope this doesn't take too long to dry like the last one I did, because this weather has just been horrendous for drying anything. Alright, and we'll get that down. Just have a look at it and get those two sides fairly even. See, I didn't want all that glue on the front. But I am going to cover a lot of it anyway, so. Nice. Right, so really I just need to let that dry, and let it dry well. Just make sure you've got a good amount on those edges. And I've got a good amount down there. And I'm going to sit this aside and let it do its thing. And while we sit it aside, I'm going to get out some things and show you what I'm actually going to be putting on this cover. Alright, so I have got some of this gorgeous wallpaper and I want to use some of that. So I'm going to, I really love the lines on here, so I'm going to cut it just a section that will go the width of the book. That'll be enough. Isn't it gorgeous wallpaper? It's so lush and embossed. It's absolutely beautiful. And I've still got a lot on the roll. Love finding those old wallpapers. So I'm going to put a little piece of wallpaper on the outside, and I'll show you how I'll do that when the cover comes back. I've got other wallpapers here too that I might use. I'm going to put some sort of pictures on the front. I'm sort of going to do a collage on the front. That's sort of where I'm going with it. I like this piece of doily. I think it's called Battenberg. I love the heart on it. I have this doily that I cut the middle out. There's the rest of it, but I'll put that over there. I've got a piece of this bling, which I love. It's very sticky, so that will work really well. What else? I've got some other doilies too. I've got these, and I thought they would look really pretty in this junk journal too, because it sort of looks like those, you know, those they were sort of like a handle for a servant to pull, and I thought they looked really pretty. I've also got one of these CAD things. I found all these at the Opshop in a previous ThriftshopCrafter haul. I've got a corner, like I just want to bling this up. I've got one of these cameo type CADs. I thought that would look pretty. I've got this gorgeous comb that I found at the Opshop. I've got this necklace, which just sort of reminds me of that sort of flapper era. And I've got some little like metal leaves, that sort of thing. I've got this necklace that I just totally love that I'm going to put down on the spine. And well, I found this little, I think it's one of my old earrings, and I just curled the long back on it to put a loop on it, so I might add that to it. So they're the little bits and pieces that I pulled out. I've also got my box. What I've done, I've got a box. I found these boxes at Bunnings and they were awesome. They're only $9 each and they are deep. Look how deep they are. So what I did is I put my doily scraps in them, all the little bits of doily scrap that I've cut up. Look at this, isn't this just stunning? I might glean some off that really fine one. It's just absolutely beautiful. So I want to do little things with this sort of stuff through the journal as well, and so I might glean from that box. And I've also got this beautiful trim. I don't know what's going on with that end of it, that I found at the Opshop. I'll put that bit in my scrap thing. And that is, I want to make a collage of sort of that on the front. Now I may yeah, I don't know whether to use 2 bits of that or a mix of wallpapers. I've got some wallpaper through the book as well, through the journal. And what I wanted to do was cut some of this up for the front. I didn't know whether to cut this one on the front because it's black and white, or part of this one. And I want to cut some of these up as well. I want to sort of cut along here, I think. Along, should I cut on the servants and then the, because yeah, or maybe I should start with the servants. Cut here, because the whole thing's not going to fit on, and go from there. And whatever's not you know, whatever's not cut right, I can hide behind some sort of something on the front, you know, collage it in. I sort of wanted to put bits and pieces behind things, so I mightn't even use all the faces on here, I'm not sure. Okay, in my stash I found some hankies, and I recently only found these. I haven't even shown them on an Opshop haul. So they were gorgeous little hankies. They were 2 stuck together for $1, and I seen on somebody's I think it was a shorts video, and I'm sorry if it was yours and I can't remember your name, but it was just such a gorgeous idea. Now what they did was fold their hanky in half diagonally. You know, I'm just making sure I've, like that. Actually, I'll fold it like this so we can see all the pattern and the lines in the hanky. Okay, and try and get you on screen. So we fold it diagonally like this, and you know, this could apply for other thin fabrics and things as well. And then I'm going to fold it in half again with the pattern on the inside, just to give me those crease lines that I want. So So we get the handkerchief that we've ironed in half diagonally and then half again, and we're going to lay that crease line down the middle of our signature, put our signature back together, and you might lose a tiny little bit of the pattern, but you will see it. And then it gets used as a pocket. We might need to glue that down. One pocket there and another pocket there. Awesome, isn't it? It looks so pretty. I just love it. Right. Thank you to the person that gave us all that idea. I really appreciate it. So I'll go and check and see how that cover's going. Okay, I think my journal is dry enough to work with it. The cover. This is how it looks. And it folds out and shut nicely. That's what you want. That's the gap. That's the reasoning behind that gap. It's got a beautiful wide spine. I'm loving it already. All right, now I want to decorate this cover. Look, I have to get on with this. I'm so behind. There's just been so much happening, going in and out of shops and getting bits and pieces for this wedding and organising, and oh, it's a lovely time. But hang on, now I need to get something. Now I'm thinking about the spine on this and realizing that I sort of wanted something like that on the spine, but that isn't going to be big enough. No, I'm going to have to do something different there. I'm sort of still winding my way around how to do this. I really like this on here and I'd really love to keep it. So let's have a look. I might have to cover the spine in something different. The back here is going to be very plain. I'm just thinking out loud. Really like, maybe because that's the edge of the wallpaper, isn't it? So that maybe that side would look better. Sorry, you can't see what I'm doing. All right, I've got my tear ruler somewhere. Where did I put you? Gosh, I have no idea where it is now. I'll just freehand this. Okay, I want to cut this off. I didn't want that at the top. That can be used in the junk journal as a pocket or a tuck or anything like that. It's a bit bubbly, that. Oh, I think it'll glue down okay. And I want to give this a tear, and I love to tear things towards me so it gives me that second layer. Some people hate that second layer. I love it. I love that second layer. It gives something so much more texture, because then I can go along and just add just that little bit of sponge in there, and that gives me a 1, 2, 3 layered look. Okay, so that's the purpose behind that tear, to give you those layers. Right, I need to cut that straight like that. I like that. I like that I can still see this, and then I need to cut it down here. So let's cut that like that. Okay, I'm keeping all my scraps from that. Love this embossed wallpaper, love it. Okay, I'm going to glue that on there. That is going to be a part of that. I love this doily, and I thought about putting that here on the front to emphasize the crown and stuff. This here, I love this lace too, so I was thinking of putting that somehow on this cover as well. That's back to front. Get it right. I love the heart on this. So, but it'll be covered up just a little bit. But it's all about those layers, isn't it? Giving it those layers. And that can hang over the edge of that junk journal cover there. Now pictures. Where did I put the rest of those pictures? Oh, here they are. I was thinking on the cover, maybe just having a couple of people, not everyone. Like, you have to have one of the servant pictures, and maybe just the mum and the dad, and these other ones can go in all sorts of ephemera inside. Now I also want the part of the castle, Highclere Castle, in here as well. See, I've got little leaves. We can put a corner on. I've got these little sparkly leaves. We can put this sort of stuff on it. I've also got this necklace. I really want to put that sort of on here somehow. I'll probably connect it to the doily, and it can dangle a little bit. Okay, somehow like that. That we could maybe put that up in that corner, and then this one we could maybe put down in that corner, and then just add things around the place. That's sort of my, and this, I love that, and that was sort of my thoughts for the cover. Oh, that could look pretty on top of that, couldn't it? Oops, this way and make it more decadent. Ooh, yeah, I might do that. I also want some of this bling on, maybe down the side, like that, and a little bit of this somewhere. And then this will go on the spine, like that. Ooh, so I think I've got a plan, something like that. Let's cut a little bit of Highclere Castle out and maybe stick it in the background behind here. Even if we just cut half of it, that could look nice. Let's go up here. I know I'm sort of going, I'm cutting it out. But it's all here to use, isn't it? We've got to use it. So let's go and cut this out. And I want to try and cut out all the little spikes, so it's going to be fun. So, oh gosh, oh, maybe I could tear it. Maybe I could cut some of the spikes and then tear some of it, because it's on a blue background like the blue here, isn't it? Yeah. Let's cut out some of this and tear it like that, and cut out some of these spikes. They'll be a bit tedious, but just got to be done. Oh gosh, I hope you are all well and happy and having a great day. It's wet, it's cold, it's rainy here. Typical Victorian weather, a little bit like England. So we've been to England and experienced their weather. It's I actually don't mind it, you know. I actually don't mind that sort of weather. It's so weird, but you know, when you're having those 40-degree days, you sort of welcome a bit of cool, unless you're not a cold lover. Alright. I think that will be good enough. Just cutting a bit like that, not totally around every nook and cranny. And I want to put this then in the back so that you can see a part of that castle. Maybe I could rethink this thing here. I don't want to fluff around too much with it because time is just slipping away from me very fast. Maybe I could put them there. And that on there. I love that. Maybe that could go in the heart. Maybe I might leave that off. I really want this necklace on it. What do you think? He's sort of sitting up there in nowhere then now, isn't he? Maybe he could go under there. He could go under there like that. I need something on the edge here to hide that, this covering stuff. Might have to grab out an old piece of lace for that. What do you think of that? I sort of like that. I wanted to make it just very clean cut and not like I love this. I'll put some of this on it, and I have to rethink that. I think sort of getting in my way. And look at this. That's got a rose on it. Oh, it's not long enough. Dang. I could cut another piece of that. I do have more of that. Right. This is sort of the plan that I want. So I'll look for something for the spine and I'll come back. Right, I have added a few more little bits and pieces and I've got an idea for the spine. And let's push everything off and get started. Now I might quicken up this video so that you can see my process as well as yeah, enjoy how I do it and what's going through my head. And I hope you'll enjoy it. I think I'm done. What do you think of my Downton Abbey junk journal cover? I like it. I think it looks classy. It's got a bit of a collagey thing going on the front here. I love the little spoons, and I thought I would put the business part of it, you know, the workings of the house receipts and things up here with this guy, and then all the rest down. It's just I just love it. I think I've nailed it to what I want it to be anyway, and I've just got to sort of go and check things. And to put these bigger structural things down, I've used the glossy accents because that just works so well, but it takes a little while to dry. You've just got to give that time, the glossy accents. Yeah, you would have seen on the quickened up on the video where I don't work on your project. You need to work off your project on something, so I just like got my distress ink out and distressed it, and it's okay. I like it. I probably would have preferred it to be white, but it didn't turn out like that, and that's okay. All right, that is my junk journal cover finished, and I'm so glad. I've got a little bit to put on the inside, but that's okay, that won't take long, and then I'll put the signatures in and do some decorating and I'll be done. Oh gosh, I think the decorating is going to take the longest, but we'll get there. So to make the hole big enough for this necklace to go in, I cut one main hole and then just cut some little holes around it and put a paintbrush in and just screwed it round, and it sort of pushed it into a nice hole, enough to fit this necklace in. And my idea with this necklace, on the inside, it's going to go around all the signatures and attach down the bottom, so that's how that will look on the inside. All right, I will come back and do another video when I'm putting the signatures in, and we'll go again from there. All these are stuck down with the glossy accents. That's what's going to keep that all on that page. And all this, I doubled this up so that there was this cab and then this one on top, and I like that because it gives it a real lush look. Love this. It did make it a bit darker down here for these, but you can still see it in person and everything. Alright, I hope you enjoyed looking at that. Oh, I've been so stressed about it, but I just love how it's come together. I'm really happy how it's come together. And that's a little clock, so I thought I'll put it down here with the head servant, and I keep forgetting their names, and yeah. Alright, I'll keep checking it as it dries, and I will be back soon for a new video, and I hope you've enjoyed what you've seen here today. If you have, give me a thumbs up and leave a comment down below, and if you're new here, I would love it if you'd subscribe to my channel, press that bell button to get notifications, and I will see you in a new video. Take care and happy crafting. Bye.